Hello and welcome to the Open News, the show where we cover all things tech. In today's episode we're going to be covering everything from Microsoft making Windows 10 an option in all editions of Windows, to the Ubuntu 18.04 beta being released right now on Linux Lounge. Well, first up we have this. Microsoft says majority of Windows 10 use will be streamlined S mode. Well, it would seem Windows 10 S is dead. Kind of. Microsoft is sort of, re-releasing it, I guess, as an option for all existing Windows 10 editions. Now, this sounds great in theory, especially considering disabling S mode will be free for all PCs. So you'd think there'd be no harm there. Microsoft aren't forcing anyone into this mode, and quite possibly there just isn't an issue here. But I don't really see it that way. See, the article I have here mentions Microsoft believes a majority of users will use the S mode and that PCs will be sold with it. And given Microsoft's track record, it would suggest to me that they're going to try and force people into this mode, possibly through updates like Windows 10 was forced onto people. I would be very surprised if this option isn't automatically enabled through an update or something. And after that, I presume they'd just count on people not knowing how to disabling it and just giving up and getting their software from the Windows Store. Now, this really just sounds to me like an easier way to get Windows 10 S into people's hands under the guise that it can be disabled. This seems to me part of Microsoft's strategy to make an almost smart device-like ecosystem. Presumably this option will become the default pretty quickly, perhaps even becoming impossible to disable eventually. Well, next up we have this. Ubuntu 18.04 won't include a new GTK theme. Well, disappointingly, Ubuntu 18.04 won't include the new community theme. Honestly, this is pretty disappointing. A long-term support release would have been a perfect time to give Ubuntu a fresh new look. But on the plus side, if you're a fan of the current ambience theme, it'll be in support until 2023. Now, when will this theme be officially included? Well, quite early in Ubuntu 18.10's development cycle apparently, so not long to wait. Now, as for why this theme wasn't included, well, bugs and a lack of testing mainly, which would explain why it wasn't included, especially since this is a long-term support release, where performance is at its most important. But either way, this theme looks great, and ultimately I'm somewhat glad it's not being rushed. But hey, if you do want this theme in 18.04, it should be easy enough to install. Well, finally we have this. Ubuntu 18.04 LTS Beta 1 release for participating flavors. Indeed, the first betas of Ubuntu 18.04 have been released. Now, as per the usual, there's no official Ubuntu 18.04 beta yet. Canonical only officially participates in the second beta. However, as of now, the first beta of Xubuntu, Ubuntu Budgie, Kubuntu, Ubuntu Mate and Ubuntu Kylin have been released. I won't go in depth with the new features in this video, but I must say Ubuntu Budgie seems to be the most interesting new release at the moment, adding a new theme, more desktop applets, improving keyboard shortcuts and more. Now, all of these betas are available to download, but I would be careful as there may be bugs or other issues, which, as is usually the case with beta software. But all in all, great to see that, sort of Ubuntu 18.04's development going along as it should, and this is looking like it's going to be a great Ubuntu release. Well, that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please consider clicking that little bell icon to get notified of future Open News episodes. And with that being said, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.